Identify the functions that would have a graph that is identical to the graph of g theta equals cos theta minus pi over 4. All right, before we do anything, let's draw out the most basic version of cosine. Okay, cosine starts up here, bottoms out, peaks out at 2 pi. This guy is shifted to the right pi over 4. Now, that's a negative, and if you're wondering, why is it shifted to the right? Well, a negative number inside the theta or the x of a cosine, the negative number represents a positive horizontal shift. It's opposite land in here. It always is. So this guy is going to end up looking something like that. So I need to figure out which one of these do that. Well, cosine has a period of 2 pi. So these guys aren't going to look the same until I hit that 2 pi mark. So what I can do is I can take each of these guys, each of them, and I can add or subtract 2 pi to that number right there, because by adding or subtracting 2 pi, I'm not changing the look or the shape of this because these guys are periodic. So I'm going to take one. I'm going to add 2 pi to negative 9 pi over 4. Now, adding 2 pi to negative 9 pi over 4 is the same thing as adding 8 pi over 4. I think you can see why. And if you add 8 pi over 4, you get negative pi over 4. So cos theta minus 9 pi over 4 is the same as cos theta minus pi over 4. Which is that? So 1 is an option that works. Similarly, 2 gives me another cosine where it's theta plus 7 pi over 4. I need to see if I can make that the same as negative pi over 4. So I'm going to take 7 pi over 4 and subtract 2 pi, or subtract 8 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4 minus 8 pi over 4 is no way. Negative pi over 4 again, which is what I want. So 2 works. Interesting. Now, this one's a little different. As you know, sine, the difference between sine and cosine is sine starts out at 0, 0, where cosine starts at negative 1. That is a difference of a period of pi over 2. In other words, cosine, if I were to take cosine and move it to the right pi over 2, right? Move it to the right pi over 2. If I take this whole thing and move it to the right pi over 2, right? This guy will come back down and hit 0, 0 and give me sine. So cosine pi over 2 is the same exact thing as sine x. Okay, cosine x minus pi over 2 is the same as sine x. Sorry for misspeaking there. Now, what that means in this situation is I'm given sine pi minus 7 pi over 4. Okay, sine of theta minus 7 pi over 4 can be rewritten as cosine theta minus 7 pi over 4, right? Because, you know, we're imagining that this is x minus pi over 2. I can rewrite this as negative 7 pi over 4. We'll leave that. Multiply the top and the bottom by 2 over 2 minus 2 pi over 4. And this gets me cosine theta minus 9 pi over 4. Wait a minute. That's the same as u. Wait a minute. So this guy is the same as that guy, which is the same as that guy. They're all the same graph. Well, would you look at that? Isn't that neat? It is. It's very neat.